Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavans Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sarvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitans Cha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvaje Namaha. And Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sri Vas Adi Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govinda Govinda. So welcome to all the devotees on behalf of Devashish Prabhu, and I welcome Devashish Prabhu on behalf of Devashish Prabhu. Devashish Prabhu just arrived, and we are happy to hear from you and happy to have you all gathered here. And you are our evening program in the sense of we've done Arati, we've done Parikrama at the Pushpa Samadhi, which now has a hand-carved Nat Mandir, gazebo, whatever we want to call it, in front of it. And that's been put up by the London, well, borrowed from Columbia to London, borrowed from London to here, Jagadishwar Prabhu behind me, and Leelamoy Prabhu, borrowing and trying to keep from Brazil. So they, along with Sundar Krishna Prabhu, who came from Germany, Russian, but from Germany, and Rituraj Prabhu, and Madhurananda Prabhu, and Munindra Mohan Prabhu, and
Madhusudan Maharaj.
No. I held a pillar. I took some photographs and held a pillar. Maybe, okay, I'll take the liberty. Oh, I just turned it off.
You're also a painter.
Oh, yes, Rasarati painting.
Kamala
and
painting also.
Kamala and Jayashri Didi previously of Salt Lake City. She was also painting. And this is not going to be very easy to see. This is a picture of it.
Okay, looks very nice, but yeah, looks beautiful. Like to see some photographs and photographs of the construction.
This I made for Udaran Prabhu just a few minutes ago when we did the evening arati, so you can see a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful, Maharaj. Very nice. Form and substance, both.
Yes, and hand carved, and it's amazing that still in the world there are those who, craftsmen who can use their hands to craft things nicely. Yeah. And they didn't send any plan, just some photographs, and they had a 3-dimensional jigsaw which they put together. And so anyhow, this is our news from Italy, but we are returning Jagadishwar Prabhu. He's returning to London tomorrow. So we shall miss him, but his savor has been very much appreciated. His presence, his savor, we're happy to have him here. But we're returning him to you tomorrow, Devashish Prabhu, Saraswati Didi.
All right.
Hare Krishna.
Not tomorrow, Wednesday, Maharaj, Wednesday.
Huh?
After tomorrow.
Oh, we have you one more day. Oh, okay. With all this Spanish, French, Ukrainian, German, Italian, and all these other things going on. It got lost in translation. All right. Okay, so dear devotees, let's come to the point of today, and that is do everything as an offering unto me, Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. And as always, we wish to pass over the microphone to Devashis Prabhu. He's our host. I'm here as a guest, but you are our reading, as it were, for this evening, whatever between us we're reading or talking. We've been singing, and now we are here seated together in London. We've transported ourselves to London.
Yes, Maharaj, thank you. I've been discussing this verse with the devotees for a few days now, and so I just thought it was appropriate for us to carry on discussing this. And I found this talk of Srila Guru Maharaj, which is published in, I think, Divine Aspiration, little book called Divine Aspiration, and it's one chapter from there. I hope it's not too long, but I read it, and I think, it deserves the whole chapter. So please indulge me, if you will. This is Srila Sridhar Maharaj speaking. And the chapter is called A Moment's Precious Grace. Excuse me. Our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, used to say that divine slavery to Krishna, is the most dignified position for a human being. It is the highest dignity of the human race. It is just the opposite to slavery in the material world. Slavery to a human being is reckoned as bad, but slavery to the absolute beauty is just the opposite. And the slaves of Krishna, the fully surrendered souls, never want to get out of that slavery. Far from it. They will dismiss every other prospect, even liberation. They will say, no, we don't want liberation. We are well where we are. Srila Rupa Goswami has given this shloka. Kleshagni Shubhada Mokha Lagudha Krit Sudurlabha Sandrananda Visheshatma Sri Krishna Karshini Chasa. And this is found in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Uttama Bhakti, the purest devotion, is the vanquisher of all sin and ignorance, and the bestower of all auspiciousness. Liberation is insignificant in the presence of such devotion, which is rarely attained. It is the embodiment of the deepest ecstasy and the attractor of Sri Krishna himself. Here it says, Moksha Laghutta Krit Sudurlabha. Even after the stage of mukti, liberation, has been reached, such pure devotion, slavery to Krishna, is not easily attained. After liberation from all misconception, it is still very hard to get the service of him or her, of Krishna or Radharani. To achieve a position in the transcendental service world, Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion, is Sudurlabha, very difficult to attain. But Sandrananda Visheshatma, even the slightest touch of it, will fill you with high pleasure and ecstasy. And Sri Krishna Karshani Cha, the final effect of devotion proper is that it will draw Krishna to your heart. Such devotion is Krishna's own potency, and it is the root of service. Bhakti Krishna Shakti Seva Mula. Your earnest and exclusive hankering for him can draw him Sri Krishna, reality the beautiful himself, to your heart. And someone asks, how can a person exclusively desire to serve Krishna when so many other desires are coming to him, as if bombarding him? What should he do? One may know at least what should be the highest standard or ideal to strive for. But in such circumstances, it seems so difficult to be fixed in the pure service aspiration. Guru Maharaj's reply. If you can manage to enter the positive, then the negative will remain far away. This is the basic principle. As much as we can progress towards the positive, automatically the negative will have to leave us. The positive is sadhu sangha, sadhu shastra sangha, association with the saints and the scriptures. No other thing is needed, only this simple thing, our association with the sadhu. An association with the sadhu means with surrender. So surrender to the positive, and according to the degree of surrender and confidence in what the sadhu and shastra say, the negative, the apparently irresistible demands of material desire will automatically be withdrawn. Within the positive, there is gradation. Devotion to Narayan, Vaikuntha Bhakti, Ramchandra, Dwarakesh, and then Krishna in Vrindavan. Progress through selection and elimination will continue there. Always, this should be our earnest prayer. Birachaya Mai Dandam Dinabando Dayamba Gatir Ihana Bhavataha Kachidanya Mamasti Nipatatu Shata Koti Nibharam Va Navambas Tadapi Kila Payodha Stuyate Chatakena. This is a prayer from Rupa Goswami. O friend of the most needy, whether you chastise me or reward me, in the whole wide world I have no other shelter but you. Whether the thunderbolt strikes or torrents of fresh water shower down, the chatak bird, who drinks only the pure falling rainwater, perpetually goes on singing the glories of the rain cloud. Krishna is the friend of the fallen, Dina Bando Dayamba. He may do anything and everything at his sweet will. Rupa Goswami prays, you may make or mar, but I have no alternative but to want your grace. Everything is tasteless to me, my Lord. Please accept me. Give me some sort of menial service to your holy feet. This is what is needed, our earnest and deep prayer towards him for his grace, for his service, and to have no other alternative. We must be like the chatak bird, who never takes any water, however pure, which has fallen on the earth, but only that from above. With her face to the sky, she waits, praying, pratik jal, pratik jal. A drop of water, a drop of water. And water may come so profusely from the sky as to drown her, or a thunderbolt may come and finish her. Whatever may come, whatever may happen, she has no other alternative but to pray, O Lord, give a drop of your grace. That grace is infinite for you. To give a drop is nothing, yet it may save the whole world. So I have no other alternative. We must have such sharanagati, surrender, and such hankering. We can get much help from his associates, the devotees, the Lord's own. They are really our friends, because in their association, our hankering may be increased. And sajati yashaye snigde sadhu sangha swato bare. Again from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Good association for us will be with a sadhu, who is of the same line and who is superior to ourselves. In sadhu sangha, it is recommended that the sadhus be in the same line, of the same type of hankering and aspiration, as well as hold a superior position in devotion. We should think, I shall try to throw myself at his disposal, and that will help me for the greatest extent, or to the greatest extent. This human life is rare, and it is transient. At any moment I may die. At any moment I may be finished here, and this chance may not occur again. This human life, with its special opportunity and some favorable environment, may not come again. So it is important to perceive the value of our time. We must be particularly conscious of the great value of our present moment. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadev, I have only one more week to live. In this short time, please give me some instruction so that I may be saved. Shukadev replied, Oh, 1 week, that is enough. From Shukadev Goswami came this statement, a wonderful thing. He explained, O king, we have passed so much time, so many lives in this world. From time immemorial, our existence has been utilized, but only 1 second, if properly utilized, is sufficient. Maharaj, so try to utilize your time for the best possible purpose. There are so many mountains, so many trees, and they have long lives. But what of that? If one is inattentive to one's own interest, a long life is of no value. But if we can properly understand our situation and our necessity, then only 1 moment properly utilized will produce immense growth in us and immensely fruitful results. Then Shukadev gave the history of Kapdanga Maharaj and how he utilized the 1 moment he had left to live. Kapdanga Maharaj asked the gods, will you tell me how long I have to live? They replied, only 1 moment. Oh, then you will go. You cannot give me my desired result. Who can give me that? The gods answered, only Narayan can fulfill your desire. And Kapdanga Maharaj said, then all of you leave me, go. And without any reservation, he surrendered to the feet of the Lord. He engaged himself in his service and attained his desired end. Katvango nama raja rishi jnaneteatam ihoshaya murutat sarvam utsrija gatavam abhayam harim. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. The saintly king Kapdanga, after being informed that the duration of his life would be only a moment more, at once freed himself from all material activities and took shelter of the supreme safety, the personality of Godhead. The Lord is specifically mentioned in this verse as Hari, Gatavan Abhayam Harim. Who is Hari? He is Abhayam. When we get him, then all apprehension, all fear, and every undesirable thing will be vanquished forever. Hari means Satchidananda, eternal existence, perfect consciousness, and the fulfillment of life in ecstatic joy. Maharaj Kapdanga achieved all this within 1 moment. Then someone asks, Maharaj, I'm very afraid to write anything about Krishna consciousness because I have so many material desires. At the same time, when I go out and speak to people about Krishna and the sweetness of Krishna, I see how much they enjoy it. So I am thinking, even though I have no qualification, I should continue to write or to preach. Is this correct? Guru Maharaj's reply. It is laudable that you want to do good to others. Mahaprabhu has given a general instruction. Jare deka tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Amara agaya guru hanra tarad adesh. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. Wherever you go, whomever you meet, talk with them only about Krishna. Deliver this news to anyone and everyone, and new light will come to you, which in turn you are to distribute to others. In this way, you will have a dynamic and progressive life, and there will be no shortage of higher backing. If you obey my command, then you will find that I am there, backing you in this work. This is Mahaprabhu's general advice. Such distribution is the only necessity in this world, where all are entering the jaws of death at every moment. Mahaprabhu wants his followers to be agents, preaching Krishna's devotion to the public, speaking about the special prospect of the land of Krishna, about Vrindavan. So it is laudable that you want to do good for others in this way. But at the same time, before doing so, you must properly try to understand what is good and then distribute that. This is no less important. It is very good to treat a patient, but you must know at least what the treatment is. Then you can treat the patient. That will be beneficial. How will one who is not properly adjusted venture to adjust others? First, know your place. What is your proper adjustment in relation to the whole? And in that position, your duty will be revealed to you. At the time of the Second Great War, a picture of a soldier's uniform was posted on the wall of the Writers' Building in Calcutta. At the bottom of the poster, it was written, "Put on this uniform, and the uniform will tell you what to do." This was the advice. So first, we must have proper adjustment. We must find our proper position, and then the insinuation of our duty will come to us. This is the first stage. It is known as Sambandha Gyan. To know who you are. Next is Abhideha, the means to the end, the conception of my goal, my destination. How am I to attain that? What are the steps? Our path must go in this way. Otherwise, the whole attempt will be unsystematic, haphazard. We should understand what is the proper utilization of our energy and act accordingly. This is necessary for systematic and substantial progress towards the goal. Otherwise, anyone can do anything as he likes, and he will have to reap the results of his deeds accordingly. First, Sambandha Gyan. One approaches the fundamental question, who am I? Where am I at present, and where should I be? What should be my position? It is just as before going on a journey. I must consult the map, see where I am and where I will have to go. Understanding one's position, one's orientation in relation to the destination is putting on the uniform. The uniform will tell me, this is your duty, and I shall have to do that. I shall be ready to do whatever is required of me for my real progress. It is not that we should think, I must be great, I shall be an Alexander, I shall be a Hanuman. Rather, if you want to be a simple cowherd boy, if you want to have the company of Krishna in that way, you will think, oh, it is so wonderful to become a cowherd boy, to have the duty of a cowherd boy. Rabindranath Tagore composed one song in which he says, I don't want to be a famous leader, but rather I want to be a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, in the jungle. That is a very happy ideal to me, much more so than being a great leader of the world. It is a simple thing, a cowherd boy under the guidance of Krishna. That aspiration is very friendly to me. Such simple ambition is really something great. We pray that the ghosts of worldly ambition will leave us forever. To desire the company of the Lord is a simple but very high aspiration. It is also possible that in a lower stage, from a position in this world, a person will dedicate his activities to the Lord and approach him that way. This is also accepted, but it is of a lower stage. Approaching the Lord through the performance of one's work, it is described in Bhagavad Gita. Jata pradbritir bhutanam, jaina sarvam idam tatam, shwakamanya tam abhyarcha, siddhim bindati manava. This is from the 18th chapter of the Gita. Man can achieve perfection by performing the appropriate duties prescribed for him according to his qualification. By the execution of such duties, he worships the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all beings and is all-pervading. As a result of my past karma, I find myself floating somewhere in the material ocean among the three modes of nature. If I try to offer whatever materials I find around me to the infinite, I may make progress towards him from my lower position. Jat karoshi, jat ashnasi, jat juhosi dadasi jat. Jat tapasyasi kunteya, tat kurunyam madarpanam. It's a very famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter. O Kunteya, whatever your action, whether scriptural or general, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you donate in charity, and any vow you keep, do everything as an offering unto me. To connect all of one's activities with the Lord by offering them to him, and to go on with one's duty, one who cannot understand higher devotion may begin his march towards the Absolute from his present position. The shloka at the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita tells us, Sarva dharmam parityaya mamekam sharanam braja aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha ishami masucha. Totally abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender exclusively unto me. I will deliver you from all kinds of sinful reactions, so do not fear. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, the clarion call to surrender. In his commentary on Sri Gita, Sri Bala Gangadhar Tilak noted, in this last sloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna Chandra has served nectar in a golden pot. Wherever you are, leave your duty, your post, and immediately come to me. If you come to me, complete fulfillment will come to you. It does not matter where you are posted at present. You may be a soldier, you may be a priest, you may be a dacoit, anyone. But if you leave your position and come to my feet, your aspiration will be perfectly fulfilled. This is Mahaprabhu's call, the call of Gauranga. With a flood of tears, Gauranga is dancing and begging the people, take the name of Krishna. When Mahaprabhu decided to take sannyas, his devotees did not know that he was going away, that he was leaving Navadvip forever. But the night before he left, he attracted many of the devotees to come to see him for the last time. Intuitively, they were drawn to him, and they crowded together at his house. Everyone bought him a garland. Mahaprabhu was giving all his devotees those garlands from around his own neck, and ordered them, when you go from here, speak only of Krishna. Apana galara mala sabba kare diya, agya kare prabhu sabe, Krishna gao gya. Ki shayana ki bhojane, ki bajagarane, Aharnisha Chinta Krishna Boloha Badane. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. I advise all of you, my friends, with this garland, take the name of Krishna. While eating, while taking rest, while walking, always take the name of Krishna. This is my last advice, my earnest entreaty to you all. Take the name of Krishna. Whatever you may be engaged in, always think of Krishna and call his name aloud. This is my last appeal to you all. Just try to utilize all your time taking the name of Krishna. By any means, try to the utmost to come to Krishna. There is no other necessity. This is my heartfelt appeal to you, O my friends. In our time, we have seen that our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, also preached with so much force, so much urgency. Once he was present at a Mahotsava, a big festival in Mayapur. When the celebration was over, Guru Maharaj was sitting in a canvas chair on the veranda of his room. Many people were coming before him, offering him obeisance, and then leaving for their homes. I was always very eager to hear him, and I was present at that time. He was saying, "Don't cheat me, you people." I thought, why does he say that? Where is the question of cheating him? Everyone was invited to this festival. They came, and now they're leaving. What is his point about cheating? But the next thing he said was, you all came with the understanding that you will engage yourself in the service of Krishna. And so I have entered into some relationship with you. And now, after attending this ceremony only as a show, you are going home to engage yourself in worldly affairs. But your assurance to me was that you would all serve Krishna. In this way, he showed some disappointment. Then he continued, you may say, oh, there will only be a little delay. I have got some important business, and after finishing that, I shall come back and join you as soon as possible. But I say, no, no, no. Even if you tell me that there is a fire, and after extinguishing the fire you will return, then I will say that is also not necessary. There is no necessity of extinguishing the fire. It may burn the whole world. It does not do any harm to you. You do not lose anything. Rather, you will be saved if that burnt world leaves your mind, and your inner necessities are met only at the holy feet of Krishna. None can satisfy your inner hankering but Krishna, Akila Rasamrita Murti, the reservoir of all sweetness, all the rasa. Everything sweet you are aspiring for, or that you may ever aspire for, is in his holy feet. And let this world be dissolved to zero. It can't have any effect on you. Rather, if the whole thing disappears, if it is burnt to ashes, you may be saved from that misconception. But it is not so easy to burn the world of your present enjoying conception to ashes. Like a witch, it is trapping you. The solution lies in the service of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. As much as we can give ourselves to the holy feet of Sri Gauranga, automatically we shall find we are in the service of Radharani. She is the highest negative potency, which can draw the maximum rasa from the positive Krishna, reality the beautiful. Rasaraj and Mahabhav. Krishna is Rasaraj, full of infinite ecstasy, and Radharani, Mahabhav, draws out that ecstasy for herself and for the world. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramananda Roy answers Mahaprabhu, Shuka Rupa Krishna Kare, Shuka Ashwadam, Bhakti Gane Shuka Dite, Hladini Karan. Lord Krishna tastes all kinds of transcendental happiness. Although he himself is happiness personified, the pleasure relished by his pure devotees is also manifested by his pleasure potency, Hladini Shakti. Radharani represents a particular potency known as Hladini. She is the main extracting machine of that rasa from Krishna, and she distributes it to the world outside. The highest quality of rasa, of ecstasy, is drawn by her from the dynamo of all rasas, Krishna, and distributed to others outside. It is due only to her that others may hope to have the taste of any of that transcendental juice. As much as we surrender to Sri Gauranga, as much as we are percolated by his energy, his instruction, automatically we shall find that we are placed in that highest position in her divine service. Otherwise, such a thing is very, very difficult to attain by direct approach. Many sorts of misgivings will come and pollute us, but if under proper guidance we go through the instructions of Sri Gauranga, then our approach to that highest position of service will be the easiest, and our gain will be of the maximum degree and of the very purest character. Gauranga is the ocean of mercy, and Kulia, here, where Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math now stands, is called Aparada Bhanjanapat, the place where Gauranga gave general absolution to all the sinners. Anyone who came for his mercy here was granted it. Kulia Gramete Asi Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hena Nahi Jare Prabhu Na Karila Danya, from Chaitanya Bhagavat. And someone asks, was it here in this area in Kulia that Jagai and Madai were forgiven? Guru Maharaj replied, no, that was on the other side of the Ganges. Some say that Jagai and Madai were absolved just near here, at Haritala, but we are to understand from Bhaktivinoda Thakur that it was on the other side, in Mayapur. Student, so how is this part of Navadvip called Kulia, the very special place, Aparada Bhanjanapat? Did Mahaprabhu have some special pastimes here? Guru Maharaj. As I have mentioned, this is where Mahaprabhu was most liberal in his mercy, forgiving all the sinners. When Mahaprabhu came back from Puri after 5 years of sannyas, he first came here, and he stayed at the house of Vidya Vachaspati, the elder brother of Sarvabhauma Pandit and formal guru of Sanatana Goswami in Vidyanagar. At that time, there was such a rush of people coming to see Mahaprabhu from both sides of the Ganges that the whole Ganges appeared full of human heads. One author has described the scene at the time of Mahaprabhu's return to Navadvip in this way. The whole Ganges was filled up with human heads. When I read this at first, I thought, such a description cannot be literal. It's a little hyperbole. But later, when in my own life I saw Mahatma Gandhi, when I experienced the crowds that used to follow him, then it came to my mind, if Gandhi can draw so many men to see him, then what to speak of Mahaprabhu? There was such love, such great an intensity of love, that at that time everyone came madly to see that great Nimai Pandit. His scholarship was so extraordinary, and his figure so extremely beautiful. Still, so many tantric pandits had been against him, so he left Navadvip in order to preach. And the people cried, Nimai Pandit, we have lost our Nimai Pandit. The whole of Navadvip was dark without his presence. Then suddenly that Nimai Pandit has come back to us. He is with us in our midst. People were mad to see him. The whole area was drawn irresistibly towards him. So the author has described that the Ganges was all human heads. Mahaprabhu came to this place, Kulia, and here all the previous sinners, all who had criticized him, who had done any mischief, came to be absolved, thinking Nimai Pandit is not a man, not a human being. They came to him for their confession and to get absolved of their sins. After this, Mahaprabhu went to his mother's house and for a second just stood at the gate. Vishnupriya came and fell at his feet, and at once he withdrew, giving the wooden sandals to her to worship. Then he left. After this, he went to see Rupa and Sanatan, and then returned to Puri via Shantipur. Later, he went to Vrindavan, and finally he came back to Jagannath Puri and lived there continuously for 18 years. After 5 years of his sannyas, when Mahaprabhu came back just once to visit Navadvip, he came to this place at that time. He was the most liberal in giving his highest mercy to all, the most desirable service of that sweetest type, such as found in Vrindavan. After this, he left Navadvip, never to return. Someone says, "Oh, you have such a high standard for us to follow." Guru Maharaj replies, "If you feel that, then I think you are fortunate. And if I am able to sincerely know such things, to have a touch of such a high and divine knowledge, if I am able to receive these things from my Guru Maharaj, then I also consider myself very fortunate." Oh, there, that will last me for the next week at least. Thank you. I'm sorry if it went on long, but I think everybody must be benefited from hearing that.
Giant. Oh, someone's highlighted us. But we are not London.
Yes, you are.
Saraswati is there in West London. You can highlight Saraswati. Any question from anybody? There are no doubt other things that can be said on the subject, but any questions? Any questions for Saraswati? No question. Okay, Saraswati, a question for yourself, a rhetorical question.
Maharaj, we want to hear from you. Everyone wants to hear from you. I also want to hear from you.
Well, what do you want to hear from me? You just heard everything, and we do have quotes, but we're not about to read more, I don't think. I can give a very short quote from Gurudev. Very short. Chut chut. If I can read it from this distance. Devotion begins. So this is extremely short, please understand. Devotion begins by offering ourselves to Krishna, by taking a vow that we will not do anything that is not in service to Krishna. But Krishna is transcendental, and we cannot offer anything to him directly. We do not have that capacity or qualification. We must offer our service to Krishna through Guru Vaishnava, through the devotees who have the capacity to directly serve Krishna. When you serve Krishna under their guidance, all responsibility for Krishna's service goes to them, and all the proper results of service come to you. Krishna knows you are serving Guru Vaishnava for his satisfaction, not for their personal interest. So Krishna must be satisfied with you. So it's a very short question. I mean, a very short quote, and catches the heart of Gurudev somehow. It jumped out at me when I was looking through things. Hare Krishna. I can give you another very short quote, and I have other quotes which you hear, but this is a tiny quote, also from Gurudev. We heard quite a lot from Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Gurudev is saying, there are many examples of how everything within the material environment can be spiritually transformed when it is utilized for the Lord's service. The primary example is, fill in the missing spaces, Mahaprasadam, the Lord's divine remnants. If we first offer everything we need for our life to the Lord, all of our necessities become transcendental. If everything we take in our lives is the remnants of the Lord and his devotees, then everything will be beneficial for us materially and spiritually. This type of lifestyle is very sweet and very suitable for our bodily maintenance. Anyhow, Srila Gurudev is our example. Srila Guru Maharaj was and is our example of everything being offered to the Lord. Themselves, Guru Maharaj gave himself long ago, and he gave himself to his Guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And his reflections on why he gave himself to his Gurudev, that are found in the Sri Prapana Jivanamritam also, like as a specific book on Sharanagati. Give ourselves fully to the Lord. And Srila Gurudev gave himself to his Gurudev, his Guru Maharaj, his Gurudev. Srila Gurudev gave himself to Guru Maharaj, his Gurudev, also long time ago when he was a teenager on a one-way ticket. And as Guru Maharaj says, not to cut a return ticket. So their examples, they are the examples not of showing surrender, but being surrendered. What it is like to be a surrendered servitor. And so if we can just stay under their shelter, can stay in our service to them, as we were just hearing, that we need to serve those who are able to serve. And this means that we will serve to them, we will engage our life, our service for their satisfaction. And Krishna knows we're doing it for him, but we're doing it through the proper channel. So giving everything to me, when Krishna says, give up everything, just do everything, and for me alone, and all other things will be done, like putting food to the stomach, all of the body, everything is given vitality. It's all being, the vitality is being distributed when the food is being put in the proper place. So surrender and serve. And we can serve, as we're always being asked, like, what is service for us? Well, service for us is to adjust our consciousness so everything really is Krishna's. And with that way, everything, everywhere we can engage in service means ourselves. We utilize ourselves for the Lord. But it is all very practical. Coming again, Devashis reading there in the reading, Guru Maharaj saying that we have to come to the sadhu, the guru. We've got to come to those who are practicing. And then it is not a matter of teaching on a blackboard with chalk and writing down our notes and this is what we have to do, but it's an automatic life of engagement. Something like that. And devotional life is a happy life. Gurudev, we just read something just now where Gurudev said, and it's such a sweet life. And those who've come to engage in service, be with devotees in the way that Gurudev wants devotees to associate together, the way Mahaprabhu wants devotees to associate together, then everybody must say, it is a happy life. We aspire for that. We know we're not qualified for it in this world, then we are practicing, we are aspiring, but we've got our ideal, we've got our vision of what is the goal. We have a purpose. And this is something like distinctively different from the rest of the world. We really have a goal. We really do have a purpose. And we have a very practical guidance of how to lead our life giving ourselves to Krishna. And if the gods come and tell us now we have 1 moment left to live, then no, are we ready? But we don't know at any moment. We don't know which moment is our moment. But we should try to always be ready. And being ready means going in the right direction and not leaving until tomorrow, not leaving until the next day, before we get our ship, our boat, on the proper course. And just leave aside all of the other distracting things which are taking our boat, our individual boats, away from that course. But Gurudev was our example of the life of a devotee. Guru Maharaj is the example of the life of a devotee. And they want the best for everyone. They want honesty. They call a spade a spade. Is that the English expression? Call a spade a spade. Let's make everything very clear. And Srila Gurudev was clear. Srila Guru Maharaj was clear. Srila Guru Maharaj was clear in his guidance. Srila Gurudev very clear in their guidance. We must follow that. And this will be our giving ourselves in surrender. This will be our dedication. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Let us follow their directives happily. Come forward with our eyes open, but come forward. And that line of surrender, the surrender of give ourselves to Krishna, it is a continuous line. It doesn't end. It's just that, okay, now I'm surrendered, everything is perfect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I found, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I just found a nice quote related to what you were saying about Gurudev. And he was saying that Guru Maharaj instructed him never to forget that he said, I want to die in harness. Even the very last moment of our lifetime, we should not spend for any other purpose. We want to offer even that to our Gurudev. And Gurudev is saying, I'm very happy to remember that. And whenever I am in very much difficulty, I think that Krishna wants to take my blood, and he will not spare even the last drop of blood. And if it is his wish, he will take it. And so we have to try to mold our life in line with the teachings and instructions of our divine Srila Gurudev, and try to do our service always with sincerity and attention and care. I mean, that's all what I can say for now. But yes, we are trying to do that. We are hoping and aspiring to follow in the footsteps of our divine master, guardians, our guardians, who have given us the best example for our practice in life. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. And in London, there are 2 retreats. We regularly hear the mantra, pranam mantra of the mat in Nabadi, which is Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, this verse. And this verse is telling us that the Chaitanya Saraswat Math is like a beautiful retreat. In this retreat, the devotees are doing this, and this. This is the ideal. This is the life that we are all aspiring after. And so in London, there are 2 retreats there. And so any devotees who want a spiritual retreat, you've got opportunity in London, but you've got opportunity in other places, but this is the London Zoom. And so we can also put out a general message to the devotees that always pujaris are needed, always service is going on. Devashis Prabhu is asking. And we do have in mind, and this week also we might have a little clue for you, Devashis Prabhu. But if devotees in general know that they're needed in the temple, then those who don't have any engagement or can take time away from their general engagement, it's an opportunity to serve. in an ashram environment. And in the temple, you need to know, you've got to get up every morning, attend the morning program, otherwise no breakfast. We are all examples of Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and that, ashram life means ashram life. A beautiful retreat where we learn how to get into the good habits for our life home. After all, we come to surrender. So when we come to surrender, then we need to adjust our lives according to Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And as we were saying earlier this week, that means getting up early and attending the program.
Maharaj,
it is a very good way to start to surrender. Not to frighten everybody off from coming to the temple, but to encourage that by doing so, you will taste something very sweet. You will be very happy. The promise is there.
Maharaj, we have to, we also have like devotees like Jagadeshwar, who is a Grihastra. He has taken 6 months off from his family to come and serve here in the table, as well as Nadia Rani, who is also here for 6 months. They have family, they have children, or grown-up children, but they are taking that time to come and spend 6 months in the temple, and that's really admirable. They have arranged everything at home nicely with their, with the family, and then come to serve in the temple. It's a good example. So we are recruiting, yes.
All right, dear devotees. So the London Zoom is going on, and there are so many devotees here attending to the Zoom. We're very happy for that. And just to let you know, Devashis Prabhu and the devotees, I won't be able to attend throughout October. So, but please continue the Zooms, because you see everyone's coming together. They're hearing Harikatha. You can all share very nicely. And
Maharaj, I'm going to be with you.
Okay, Saraswati, it's all coming to you.
You cannot do your Zoom from Thailand, Maharaj?
The point is, in Thailand, it's midnight or something, and I'm not good as the Brazilians, that I take my hat off to the Brazilians, that they can be in midnight. Now in Thailand, now is 1:30 a.m. Oh dear. So I mean, that's Devashis Prabhu can give us an example of full self-surrender, perhaps, but I don't think I can give that example. Okay, let's work it out, but I won't be available throughout October unless it's unless there's another time. But it is very good that you can continue. This should continue. It's a London Zoom. So anyway, I'm just letting you know. And I missed the point that Devashish was also going to be in Thailand. So I missed that one. But next week also I won't be available, next Monday. So I don't know what date you're going, but maybe next Monday Devashish Prabhu will be here, but I won't be. Anyway.
Yes, I'll still be here, I think.
Okay, so my request is, as possible, please continue the Zooms. All right, so dear devotees, self-surrender, full self-surrender to the Lord. This is the goal. This is our aspiration. And we, as we said just now, we've been given a proper purpose in life, and let us take that seriously. Let us not be half-hearted. Let us try in our daily life to fill the 25 hours every day for the 8 days every week. This is what is asked of us, and we'll get somewhere close if we try for that. Anyway, dear devotees, with all respect, with all affection, with all encouragement, please continue happily, and we'll still be available for other Zooms, myself for other Zooms, the back to basics, etc. And maybe Devashish will be able to join back to basics, because it won't be too early in the morning. It'll be at a sensible time in Thailand. Anyhow, dear devotees from my side, my obeisances, and I pass the microphone to Devashish Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj, thank you so much. And as I said, I'll be with you in Thailand. I think you leave on the 10th and I leave on the 12th. I think that's what Paramananda told me. But until then, yes, I'll be here next Monday, so we can try and do some type of Zoom there and in remembrance of your holiness. And until then, we say our obeisance to our gurus, Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Nitya Leela Om Vishnupad, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, Rupa Nuga Guru Bhargya Ki Jai, Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai, all the Eastern, Western, all world devotees Ki Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Panchakalpa Tarubhasya Prasindhu Bevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Shripad Devashish Prabhu Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. All best wishes, all good thoughts. See you soon. Keep up the good seva. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. This is all important. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha.
Pandita.
Sava Shastra Koi. All the scriptures tell, as well as our masters. So keep up your good association together.